Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're doing all well. So, we're gonna do the TitanX Day 56 stream. Let me just check to see if I'm actually really live because I'm not even sure now if I'm live. So, before we get started, yes, I can see we're live. Um, okay, I can hear myself as well. I'm just doing a little test. That's great. So you guys can hear me. Oh, lovely. I can see 16 people online. That's absolutely amazing. Hey, Raymond. Cheers. Live. Mackenzie, how's it going? Hey, Marco, what's up? Hope you guys doing well. Can you guys hear me well? Uh, Otherwise, hello. How's it going, guys? So I got my tea ready. I got my some water. So I'm prepared, guys. I have, as you guys have seen, obviously it's day 56. Nothing to you guys, nothing new to you guys, but we're gonna go through some interesting things today. And I'm already seeing Undercover Dog is having some questions. Probably, probably just the first few seconds. I'm gonna just go through the chat here and see what you guys are up to, because then maybe before we get started here today. So love your dashboard. Lovely. Thank you very much. I'm I'm ready for another amazing Mike Dean stream. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, man. Thank you, buddy. So let's check out Undercover Dog here. So, question about the staking pools. Will the stake pools grow slower at the same rate or faster than the dilution from new TitanX always being added to the stakes? We can look at that a bit later. I think there's definitely some data uh, we can look at. And if the data is not there, or if we cannot answer that question, I'll have to produce that data. But that data can be produced and you can look at it. I think currently in my Dune dashboard, that data is not exactly 100% there, but we can probably go through this. And if the data is not there, I can produce it. So that's that. Let's see another question here. And then you have also a question regarding the staking calculator, right? So Undercover Dog, we're going to go through that as well. So I'm going to start this question on my end so that I can keep on collecting these questions. And then later on, we can look at them. And also, there's another question here. I'm going to start these as well. So I'm going to be starring these questions as we go, and we can be looking at some of the stuff. So one of the questions is here from Mocha Flow. Can you add a graph showing the total rank over time? Should be easy with the data you already have. Yeah, I can look into that as well. The list of me adding stuff to the Dune dashboard is going up and up. So trying to keep up, especially right now with the festive season. There's a bit of but my time is somewhat limited, so I have to trying my best to keep up with everything so far. It's already quite a lot, so I'm giving my best here. So actually, as the questions come in, guys, I'm just gonna basically just start them here on my end so that I can look at them a bit later. So let's get started, guys. I mean, you guys know already, day 56, a double payout, day 8 and day 28, and this is pretty amazing, actually. I mean, we can have a look. So this is a screenshot I think I took around yesterday or so. And if you look at this, so we had on the 8-day payout cycle around 531 ETH, and the 28 payout cycle 1,694 ETH. I think we should. I think it went higher potentially, but this is just the screenshot I took. But anyhow, this is something around 4.9 million, so around $5 million essentially. So this is absolutely amazing. I mean, obviously I got some bit of that as well, obviously, as most likely you guys as well. So this is interesting. Anyway, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to go through some highlights of day 56. So one of the things is, like, obviously I'm going to look at on the dashboard, and then we're going to look at some of the data which was which got painted today from all the actions you guys have been taking, and also the new records which have been broken so far. And then we're going to look at day 56 itself. I have a Google Sheet which we can go through that. And especially when is the next day, like a certain category of day 56 as well. When is that going to happen? I can show you that as well. And then probably we're going to go just scroll through down Twitter and or X. So let me just go there through X. And we're going to go through some of the tweets you guys have sent out. And one of the things I want to point out is the top 6, the top gas guzzlers on the Etherscan. We're going to look at that. That's very interesting. I sent out a tweet actually as well regarding this to Etherscan, because we want to see the TitanX tag on Etherscan actually, and that hasn't happened so far. And this should happen. I mean, I don't know why this hasn't happened so far, but I wrote a request today at Etherscan, and anyway, we're gonna go through that as well, and then we're gonna check out the TitanX supply itself at titanx.com, and then we're gonna go through probably the TitanX liquidity itself on Uniswap, and then we're gonna look at the buy and burn liquidity, because essentially this is also just a liquidity. It's a locked up liquidity, but it's actually like a passive liquidity in some ways, and it's absolutely amazing. It's we're gonna look at the figures. I mean, it's yeah, I'm blown away basically how much money is in there basically, which is going to buy up the supply. And then number 2, we're gonna look at some of the highlights from my interview with Jake Sharpe. Maybe you guys have some questions. Maybe you have seen it, or maybe you haven't seen it. And if you haven't seen it, guys, definitely have a check it out. Um, I think you guys can see this as well. Yes, you can. So check that out. Was I think pretty amazing for my first live stream. And what do you do after your first live stream? You do a second one, guys. So thank you very much for being here today. And yeah, it's my second live stream. So if you have any feedback, and just let me know, because well, obviously it's my time, my first second time, so I might be making some stupid mistakes, and you guys can let me know how I'm doing, and what are the things I could be improving for sure. So I mean, let's get started. I think the first thing we're going to do, we're just going to jump to the Dune dashboard. I think most of you know already this dashboard, and if you don't know, guys, just visit dune.com/mikedean.titanx. I've created this dashboard. This is the TitanX community dashboard. And one thing I would like to ask you, if you're a visitor there, please start this as well. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you need to make an account on dune.com to start it, because right now I'm logged in as to my account. But it really helps when you start this. The reason why you want to start this as well is so that it stays popular. Since I've ever made this public, it has been popular, and popular dashboards on Dune.com, they get refreshed periodically by Dune itself. Otherwise, you would have to pay to make this run. But so anyway, the point is, start it when you can, and while you're at it, also subscribe and like on my YouTube account, right? So that's also one of the things which I have to remember people till I tell people to do as well, because yeah, obviously it's like when you like and subscribe, the YouTube algorithm will show me more to more people, probably a bit outside of our own TitanX community, and they will get to know TitanX, which is, well, not a bad thing for sure. So yeah, Godfather, lovely. Thank you very much, man. And Ryan, you rock, Mike. Thank you, Ryan. You rock, man. Thank you. So anyway, so we got here since launch. We are day 56. So that's the live stream for today, and this has been absolutely amazing. I think here we have 183,947,000 miners which came, We broke, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday we broke the unique users 10,000. I had tweeted it out as well. 10,000 unique users. So this is absolutely amazing. I mean, the growth which has been happening the last few weeks or so is just amazing. I mean, it's absolutely. I mean, I just don't know myself, to be honest. Like, what kind of growth this thing is going? It's absolutely crazy. And the total ETH, which the TitanX smart contract, which has been received so far, is 34.1k Ethereum. So this is, uh, I don't know what you guys think, but this is also absolutely amazing. I mean, look at that. Look how much ETH that is, man. It's crazy. So I talked earlier about some of the records which have been broken, and one of the records which have been broken for sure is, I think, a day 55. So if you look at day 55, the number of miners which got started, which was yesterday, so around 9,807. This was broken. So basically, if you look at day 37, we had like 7,500, around 7,500 miners which got started. So day 55, we broke that record. And then today, day 56 itself, the number of miners which got started is, so we broke the record of number of miners which got started for day one. Like if you look at day one, we had 13,000 miners or so. And today already, and the day hasn't even finished yet. We still got, let's check here. So 13 hours to go. And we already broken the record of number of miners which got started for day one. It would be nice to see at some point to, if we break the day two miners, that would be definitely a record. But still, nevertheless, it's quite interesting. And then here, the total ETH which has been spent to date, also very interesting. Look at this now. Day 56, how many ETH came in, or how many ETH has been sent to the TitanX smart contract? We have around 2,675 ETH. So that's a record which has been broken for sure. And the record which has been broken is like, there's never been a day with so much ETH apart from, well, day one. Sorry. The record we've broken is definitely the day one record. So that's pretty amazing. I mean, yeah, just the amount of ETH is just crazy. So now, the record which hasn't been broken yet is, we need to surpass day two. The amount of ETH which came in day two still need to be broken, and also the same, the miners which came in, which has started. We haven't broken that record yet, but we're only day 56. So who knows what the future will bring? I mean, for sure, it has been very interesting so far. And then some few other things. Let's look at the minted supply here, because this is also quite interesting. And what you're gonna see right now here is, so yesterday, day 50, yeah, day 55, yeah, day 55, obviously, right? So I mean, here the data is basically pretty much the same. It's just here by contract day, and here is just by, yeah, by date. Yeah, unfortunately, Dune doesn't offer you to have. I would like to have a second row which just shows you the contract day. Like, but just adding all together was not working very well, to be honest. That's why I did it into. Anyhow, so there is also some new records here. I think yesterday we have, yeah, yesterday the record is basically surpassing. There's there hasn't been any tokens minted. The token which is minted yesterday was the highest ever since day one, basically. Like since launch, there hasn't been a higher one. So that's definitely a new record. And today, day 55, well, we're getting up there as well. And so one of the things which I also like to point out is that a lot of people made mistake in the beginning. And the mistake which was made was essentially, when you start a miner for, let's say you start a miner on day one, and you want to be, let's say, at day 8, the first payout day, right? You would have to mine for 6 days so that your miner will be unlocked on day 7, so that you can stake it to be on the payout on day 8. Hopefully that made sense what I've just said. A lot of people made this mistake, and this is what I'm seeing on the data here. The mistake was made was people started their miners on day 1, let's say. They've mined it for 56 days. But unfortunately, when you do 56 days, or no, they've selected 55, let's say, because in your head, you're like, oh, I'm day 1, I'm going to mint for 55 days, so I'm going to be day 56. But that's unfortunately wrong. On day 1, if you start mining for day, so 55 days, if you mine for 55 days, your miner gets unlocked on the 56th day, but you need to be staked before the day 56. So essentially, all these unlocks here are people who actually missed the payday. They just did a mistake, basically. And it was very easy to do this mistake in the beginning. I mean, I'm seeing it even now. People are making that same mistake, unfortunately. I mean, I tweeted it out and everything, but still people make that same mistake, essentially. But hopefully it's a bit clear now for you guys not to make this mistake anymore. So the way I look at it is basically, if you are mining for like I'm gonna make that example a bit later, but I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So this is the minted supply, and then here you can see it by month. Obviously, this is November, December. So obviously this is growing. Obviously, right now we are almost double, and the month December hasn't finished. So yeah, we're definitely going to see it's going to be coming more. I mean, obviously, in the first 280 days, there's going to be a lot of supply coming out. Nothing new there. And here, this is also very interesting. I mean, you guys know it as well. I like looking at this as well. This is just the future supply, so that you can have a look. You can see what's going to happen in the future. So we got the future TitanX supply here. And by the way, here, the T rank is also included in this as well. At the beginning, this was not included, but because the calculation is kind of complicated, to be honest, especially with Dune. The way Dune is set up, it's not so easy to make this calculation. But I was able to do this. This was by far the hardest thing to do, actually, on Dune or altogether. But nevertheless, this happened, which is really, really great. The T rank was included in this. So, I mean, T rank is kind of dynamic, right? So the dynamic thing of it makes it makes it hard to calculate. But I figured it out, and yeah, you guys have the data right now. So yeah, and then normally whenever you see a big supply coming out, it's normally one day before a payout or like few days before a payout. So here, this is day 83, and I'm gonna do a quick jump here, guys. So here we have day 56, right? So I have here my TitanX, right? And today day 56. So so to just give you a quick rundown with this Google Sheet, which I wanted to show it by the way anyway. So I have here the dates, the contract day, and then the payouts day. And then whenever that day is always marked green on the day of the payout. So for me, it's just very easy to just go and see like, oh, okay, we're day 56. Oh, we have 2 day out. So, and today is obviously 8 day payout and 28 day payout is coming out. So this is really nice actually to scroll down through this, because you can also scroll down and see. So day 83, we said earlier. So as you see, if we just go back, I'm just going to put it here. So if we go to day 83, we can just go here, day 83. And then we can see it's like, oh, day 83 is here. Next day, day 20, day 84 is it 28 day payout. And then day 88 is coming with it. And then day 90. And obviously, this is also going to be a lot of supply coming up in this week here, basically, if you look at it, because look at all these paydays. Um, that's quite a lot of paydays here coming. So definitely a lot of supply is going to be coming out that week for sure. And we're here. So we're some, yeah. So there's definitely some new supply coming out here. This is going to be around end of January or so. So starting from day 83, so that's the 18th of January, and then keeps just going up and up and up to day 90. And if we just look at day 90, how much money is at day 90? I have a script here, but I think I'll rather show it to you in the front end because it's a bit easier. So let's look at no payout. Sorry. So if we look at payouts, day 90, look what's there. Around 1,700 ETH. So that's around whatever we can round it up 4 million. So obviously, today it was double payout, and how much money was there? I think I said it earlier. I think also around 5 million, let's say, right? So this is quite a big day for being, well, 5 million on day 28, right? But if you now see day 90, there is already 4 million there. And that's not even a double day or something. It's just a normal payout day. It's not even a double day, let's say. So this is going to be extremely interesting because this is also going to make a lot of waves end of January, day 90. Because day 90, if I look here at my sheet, day 90 is going to be the 25th of January. So that's going to be a big day, my friends, for sure. So, so one more thing I would like to add here regarding this. So, when is another day which we have a double payday as well? Well, we can just scroll down and see where that happens again. Look, assuming I have all the dates correctly here, but as far as I can remember, I think I had no mistake. So imagine day 90 happens, which there's already around 4 million, which is definitely going to be getting more and more. Right now it's 4 million, probably until we get to day 90, which is we're day 56. So up to day 90, probably there's definitely going to be another million coming in. I would think, and that would be a 5 million, which is already the 5 million which happened here. So the 5 million which is going to be here. I mean, right now we have, how much did I say? Day 90, well, so 4 million. So I think 1 more million is going to come for sure. I mean, I can do some calculations, but I mean, just on top of my head, I guess this is what's going to happen. I mean, right now, just day 56 hasn't finished. Look how much money is in there already. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, yeah, for all the stakers out there, shout out to you guys. It's absolutely amazing. By the way, I'm just seeing it's we are 50 people. This is absolutely crazy, guys. I mean, thank you very much for joining, guys, and hopefully I'm giving you some nice juicy information to make it worthwhile being here, guys. I mean, it's absolutely amazing you here. I mean, just look at it. I mean, I have 571 subscribers, and if 50 people are online, that's, I mean, 10% would be 75 people. So around, I don't know, 8% or so are online. I mean, hopefully all of you guys who are watching right now are subscribed. I'm gonna like my own stuff, right? Why not? But yeah, if you can, guys, yeah, just subscribe. Sorry, I was already looking at some. I'm looking here at the notes here. Okay, let me go through some of this here. Love your stuff, Mike. We'll continue tuning as long as you have them. Fantastic. This is amazing. Love to see that. Thank you very much, man. Let me go through some other ones here. I will rewatch, bro. Thank you very much, man. No worries. I think they will be here. What will you do with payouts, dude? Will you set new miners? I have this. Yeah. Where can we get the spreadsheet? The spreadsheet is not yet done. I will. Here. Focus, Mulder. I will. I'm not 100% yet done with this. I'm a bit behind because I wanted to make it more full. I have provided this prices one already. I think you guys have this prices one already. I mean, it's just like pressing the script and then you get all the prices updated. So this sector here where you get the prizes, I made a video about this. This one issue already out. This other spread out, this other sheet here, I'm going to make it available very soon. I just haven't filled it out yet with a lot of stuff, so that's why I haven't put it out there. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, you're amazing, man. Thank you for your education on this. Yeah, no worries, man. You're welcome. You're welcome. Awesome content as always. Thank you very much, buddy. Thank you very much. And then what will you do with payouts, dude? Will you set new miners? Yeah, I mean, I mean, there's some few strategies. It always depends on your context. You're right. I mean, there's few strategies. It depends, like how much money have you, or with how much money ETH have you participated in? What is your strategy? So there's a lot of things which I could talk about, but yeah, I will. Maybe we can talk it on some other stream. I can make it more a generalized way because I don't want to tell you exactly what I did because like you don't know how much I've participated in and stuff like that. So it might just make it not as valuable telling you what I'm doing basically because yeah, it's always context dependent. I would say for now. Can you okay, let me go. So, can you explain the date 828 process if someone mined today, new here? Okay. I think the best way to do this is I've I mean the first thing is like probably just follow me on Twitter. That's one thing because I try to tweet out some of the stuff. Um let me just try to see if I find this tweet. There's a tweet I made quite some time ago explaining this, but let me just try to find this. Hopefully, you guys don't. Let me just probably take this away so that you don't see me scrolling it down. It's kind of annoying, I think, if you just see me scrolling down. 1 second, guys. What I'm currently searching for is a tweet to explain people regarding the payout cycles. So, all right, I think I found it. So let me just put it back here. Okay. So this is also a tweet which I posted it out then, and essentially when you started your TitanX miner, it will cost you ETH plus time. And if you're part of the stakers class, you're going to receive the stake. So TitanX stakers receive 20% of that ETH, split among 5 payout pools. And these are the 5 payout pools. So every 8-day payout, every 28-day payout, every 90, every 369, and every 888-day payout. So that 20%, which comes from starting miners, get redistributed to these 5 payout pools: 28%, 18%, and 8% to these payout pools. And these 8-day payout pools, or all these payout cycles, they repeat basically. So it's every 8 days, like, and that's forever, let's say. And it can happen that 8-day payout pool and 28-day pool happen at the same day. So here, as you can see, I made this sheet here, and you can see these payout pools here on the top: 8-day payout, 28, 90, 369, 888. So every 8 days, so you see the contract was deployed on the 28th of October 2023, 7 o'clock 15:00. I think, I'm not sure, but 7:15. I looked it up on the smart contract, GMT time, basically. So every 8 day on the 4th of November was the 8 day, another 8 day, another 8 day, and then we had our first 8 day payout. And if you scroll this through, you're going to see on the 22nd of December, which is today, you can see the payout pools happen on the same day. 8 day, 28 day happen on the same day. So, and obviously, why is it a special day? It's a special day because if you look at so the 28% of the 8 day and the 28% of 28 day gets, the payout is on the same day. Normally, you don't have them on the same day, right? But today is a special day because you have these two payout pools on the same day. And this is going to happen if you start staking today, let's say. I mean, doing short term stakes might not be profitable, but if this is what you want to do, if you know what you're doing, hopefully, but hopefully for now, short time staking can be not profitable. So you'd have to know what you're doing. I made some other videos. You can check some of my videos to see more. One interesting day is definitely day 90. So you'd have to mine one day less than day 90. So that you end on day 89. So you can be on the day 90 pool. And if we look here back, I mentioned this earlier. If you look at day 83, this is the future supply next 30 days. And if you look at day 83, there's a lot of supply coming on that day. So you could ask yourself, why did people choose to do so? And why they did so was basically they wanted to end their miners here, and then so that they can stake, so that they can be on the day 28 payout, day 8, and day 90. Because this is going to be the first day 90 ever. And if you look at day 90 already, we have around payout day 90. There is currently around 4 million in there already, which is today we had for both payout days, we had 5 million. So day 90 is going to be definitely very interesting. I mean, especially if you want to take everything is like ending on day 79, so that you have the 8 day, 28, 8 day, 90 day. So all these payouts is going to be quite amazing. I think for sure. Yeah, I think you should talk more. Okay. Okay. All right. So hopefully, when this answered your question so far, this is essentially, you really have to see if short term mining makes sense for you. Another thing which you could do is like you could look at buying it off the market, like off Uniswap, basically, because if you look at the price, I mean, the price has been extremely stable, guys. I mean, it's amazing. I have some models running in the background to check the prices, basically, right? I mean, because uh, one of the thing which you can do for sure is just measure how much at what price is it profitable to just buy it off market and then stake it and receive the payout. I mean, would you do it if you get 10% ROI? Would you do it? I mean, obviously, if you get a 100% ROI, that's like a no, like the like any person will do that for sure, right? So obviously, I have some models which can tell me like, okay, at what price is it profitable for me to buy it off market because I'm gonna make particular ROI on that. Yeah, the calculation is not that complicated, to be honest, but I mean, yeah, still you need to run some few functions, let's say, to make it happen. So that's why I tweeted out the price has been extremely stable. If you know, you know, because the price has been so stable. I was not expecting this, to be honest. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, I think. Yeah, but anyhow, you could definitely look into that as well and see if that makes sense to buy off the market. So far, as I have seen, it didn't make sense to buy. There was some few dips. Um, there was some few dips which happened yesterday and even day before. It could have made sense to do it. Your ROI would have been around 10%, right? It would have been 10%. You would have had the ROI straight away. Some of the dips which happened. So if 10% would have been okay with you, people have done it for sure, because I was waiting to dip for it to dip or even lower, but yeah, the market did not give me what I wanted. That's the market is brutal, man. It favors you at times, and sometimes it's definitely knocks you out. But um, referring to this as crypto, I'm seeing referring to this as crypto is almost inside. All right, buddy. So when yeah, yeah, man. Can't believe price held up today. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's actually also which I thought, because as I said earlier, a lot of people made that mistake of yeah, mining for one day too long, basically. Because as you can see today, the supply of today. Let me just see. So that's day 56, right? That's today. There is also quite a big supply. So if you look at, let's see, minted supply, so 400 545 so far today. 500, yeah. So okay, yesterday was around 734 billion minted supply, and today was 545 billion. And for sure, these people who are minting today are the people who did a mistake. They staked it for one day too long. So there's two things about this. One thing is they've made the people who ended yesterday, the share pool was extremely attractive. That's one thing for sure. But today, obviously, they are minting today is not that attractive because the payday has happened, right? Because you need to be staked before the contract day ticked over to day 56. So they made that mistake, but well, it is what it is. And the thing is, like, so if you just missed basically the payout day, what do you do? Well, you just you're like, yeah, there's nothing to do really apart from, yeah, you either sell and make new miners, that's one, or you sell and keep your ETH, let's say, that's another thing. Or yeah, so you can start new miners, you sell and start new miners, sell, keep your profit if you have made any profit. And then the third thing is, I mean, some people also liquidity provide. That's also a game each you can play, which is, yeah, if you're familiar with it, sure, you can play that game, which is also very lucrative. I also made a video about it. The video I made was more concentrated on how to use liquidity providing as a way to exit or enter the market. But I mean, yeah, you can also do the same thing as liquidity providing. It's very, very similar anyway. So those are the three options you actually have. Or you can just hold it, let's say. You can just hold your tokens, which is also something you can just do. There is nothing wrong with that. Just hold your tokens, and then you can wait for better days. Or I mean, you can just also stake. Actually, by the way, obvious, that's the obvious thing. You've missed the payday, but like, hey, 8 days later, which is here, 8 days left, basically. I mean, today is a payday, but it's also a payday, but also the days start counting again, basically. So it's like a reset. 8 days starts again. So on the 30th, there's going to be another payday. And then on the 19th of January, it's going to be another payday. And then on the 25th, it's going to be another payday, which is like, even if you've missed it, you're like, okay, who gives a shit? I'm going to stake my tokens, and then 8 day later, on the 30th, I'm gonna get something. So that's also definitely a yeah, legitimate way of looking at it, right? So you just missed the payout day. You made a mistake. It is what it is. You take it on the chin, and you learn your lesson, and then you keep marching away, right? I mean, that's how the market is, right? When you inside the game of crypto or any investing whatsoever, you're gonna get some. You're gonna get hit, and hopefully you're gonna take some. Yeah, you're gonna take some hits, but you're gonna throw some some hands as well, or you're gonna make some gains, let's say, or lose gains. But that's how things are, But yeah, hopefully that made sense. And I was talking so much now, I didn't even know what the point was. Didn't really lucky us. So here, V, yes, you didn't realize that. Yep, that's for sure. Absolutely. Ahmed, thank you. Mike, I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you, mate. Franklin, the LP video was dope. Thank you very much, man. The thing is, right? The biggest issue I have, since I'm fairly new to making these videos, is I don't know how much information you guys have. So it makes it really hard. Like, how nitty gritty should I have to explain things? I'm trying to keep it like very, like, I'm just assuming like you don't know much about crypto, or just a little bit, but you don't know much. And then I'm trying to take it that way. But it's very hard to gauge what people know and what don't know. And then, yeah. But anyhow, what I'm just trying to say is basically, yeah, that video, I think, yeah, people really liked it. And I think I made it as easily as possible, as humanly possible. It took me it took me a week to make that video. And I was kind of stressed, man, because I was like, it was much longer than that. um so let's see, make a marketplace for LP NFTs. No, you cannot really do that. You cannot really do that, because that NFT of the LP is your receipt that you have given liquidity to Uniswap. It's just a receipt, let's say. But that receipt, when you want your liquidity back, that's the receipt which you have to give to the Uniswap smart contract, and then you're gonna get that liquidity back. So it makes no sense. That NFT is just a digital receipt, let's say, right? I mean, hopefully it makes sense now. Keep doing those simple videos. Sometimes even most experienced of us forgot. Okay, fair enough, man. Franklin, I'll definitely keep that in mind when I make videos, because yeah, I'll keep. I mean, this is the thing, which is especially. I mean, I've been in crypto for since 2017. If I'm not mistaken, I won January, February, March. Yeah, so around, if I'm not mistaken, around April 2017 or so. So, like, I could check it, but March, April 2017 or so. Um, so since then, I've learned quite a lot, right? And obviously, it's like, when I make videos, I want to bring people up to speed very quickly with all the information needed, but I don't want to overwhelm people with information, because if you give too much complexity to people, yeah, it's hard for them to grasp it. Like, I mean, I have this as well with friends when I'm trying to onboard them to crypto, or even I have like some friends which I also onboarded to TitanX. One friend of mine, he's in crypto already. He knows Bitcoin, and he knows Ethereum, and he knows some stuff. So for me, it was very easy to explain it to him. But another friend of mine, he was not in crypto whatsoever. So it was so hard to, like, I had to start from zero, let's say. Tell him like, hey, what's a wallet? What's a private key? What is like the secret recovery phrase? Why? You know the deal, right? I mean, all those things I had to explain it to him, and I had to make it easy as possible. And literally, I had to bring it up to speed so that he can start mining. So you can imagine, like, from zero, not knowing, you just know, you've heard on TV Bitcoin. That's the only thing you know. And now you're starting to mine. It's not an easy task for sure. Anyway, guys, I'm seeing 45 people. Quite amazing. 44 minutes already in. Quite sweating here a little bit. So I'm going to take a sip of water. All right, man. Fantastic. All right. um, so you, and then he's so Pavam. I'm sorry for pronouncing your name. Paramvia. Make a marketplace for miners. Yeah, this is the tokenized mining. Like if you want staking and miners, you need to tokenize it. And I think Jake said this already as well, which is like you don't want. He doesn't like that because you create a secondary market which doesn't help TitanX itself, basically. Okay, so yeah, went through that today. You forget how much you need to know to understand the system. All right, man. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So, guys, let's amp this up a bit. So we checked out the Google Sheet. We're gonna go through Twitter now. I want to show you the Gazla thing on Etherscan. So if you go to etherscan.com and you just press here the GUI, you're gonna see the Ethereum gas tracker. So you can see here right now, 30 GUI. So this is low, average, high. You can see this is what happens if you send a transaction. And swapping right now would cost you around $24. So between 24.88, so around 25 to $27, somewhere in between there. So one thing to know as well, which is great, is when you do a TitanX miner, the cost of a TitanX miner is very similar to ERC20 swap, so Uniswap swap. So this is a nice thing to just know about. So another thing which can have, which we want to check out, and here this is you have the top 50 gas guzzlers. So basically the accounts that consume a lot of gas. And if we look at the last 24 hours, I mean the first one, and this is always number one, is the Uniswap universal router. That's basically the Uniswap. Whenever you do a swap from one token to the next, Mike, can you post links to your documents on your YouTube channel? Yes, I will. I will do so. I'll do so. I'm just reading here. I will. I will do so. I think while I'm doing it, yeah, I will definitely do so. So probably here, Ahmed, he's okay here. Yeah, but then we can transfer ownership. Yeah, I know. I know you can transfer ownership, but the problem is, I think Brian answered it exactly. Yeah, but being able to transfer ownership is exactly that what creates a secondary market. That's pretty much the issue. There is a way how you can do this, but without creating any secondary market, there is a way, but it's not a nice way. Let's put it that way. But if you really want to transfer ownership, there is a way to do it. I might tweet it out someday. I mean, you can do it without NFTs per se, but yeah, it's you cannot transfer one by one miners. Let's say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Jake doesn't want transferable miners. Yeah, he doesn't like that idea. That's I mean, that's what he said. A You can look at that. So anyway, back to the gas laws here. So you can look here, the accounts that consume most of the gas. Number one is always Uniswap. Number two, most of the time, is USDT. And since Arbitrum, number three, but I mean, most of the time is literally USDT and USDC. So Uniswap, these are like top three, but Arbitrum sequencer has been ramping up as well. And one funny thing as well is like you can see here, this is Uniswap, sorry. This is TitanX. And one of the thing is like a lot of people, well, definitely some few percentage of people come and look here on this site and they look like, what's interesting here? What's on the top 10 here or in the top 15? And then they look at it. And then here, we don't have the tag here. And that's something really what really bothers me in some ways, because it would be nice to have TitanX here. So what I did today, I wrote Etherscan. I wrote them a support ticket, and there's a way how you can write a support ticket and tell them like, hey, we want to get this. We want to see TitanX here. We don't want to see just the yeah. So I mean, if you click it here, you can see this is the contract, and yeah, if you look at the contract here, hold on a second. Did I click the wrong one? Sorry, guys, I clicked the wrong one. uh, are we not on the top 10 again? Did I just click the wrong address? F1B1. Okay, sorry. F1B1. Okay, I clicked the wrong guy. I clicked the wrong. No, it's here. So we're in top 8. When I earlier on when I did the screenshot, it was on top 6. I think we were even yesterday at top 5, if I'm mistaken. Anyhow, what I want to make sure is this is something which I tweeted out today. So Etherscan, by the way, like and retweet, and so that the Etherscan guys can actually, we make them aware that something they should actually add this into their site. So I wrote this tweet out. Hi Etherscan, I've just sent a name tag label address request to your support. TitanX has been the top 6 of gas on Ethereum in the last 24 hours. The contract of TitanX is this, and it can also be viewed at app.titanx.win. If you scroll down, the address is here, the smart contract address of TitanX. So I also I selected that. So you can actually see that it would be great if we have a tag here, which is just TitanX, right? Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty much what I did today. So forget to like. I'm gonna like my own shit, right? And yeah, probably retweet it as well, right? Why not? Yeah, so it was a few hours ago. So it's great, so that we just get more reach, because we need to get this. By the way, shout out to Marco the Hexican. He commented that, hey, Etherscan, can we get this change, please? Thanks. Happy holidays. Yep, I like that. The deployer can sign into Etherscan and update the metadata by signing a transaction to verify their contract. I think Jake knows this already. What I speculate on is that maybe he doesn't want to, because you have to sign something with the owner and with the owner address, let's say, right? And the thing is, like, if you checked my interview with Jake, he says the only thing he does is just connecting Uniswap and nothing else. So connecting to Etherscan and sign something is, well, there is some potential security reasons there not to do it, I guess. But anyhow, I hopefully just Etherscan will just do this regardless of having this. Yeah, and then somebody, Orion, shout out to you. You've been supporting from day one. Absolutely amazing. Thank you a lot, brother. And he tagged Jake as well, which is great. All right. Yeah, so that's that, guys. Yeah. So that was that. So hopefully this is gonna come through. I mean, I wrote them a support request. I tagged them on Twitter. You guys retweeted it out. You liked it. I think doing it on our end, I think we have done what we can definitely do on our end. Now, obviously, these things are not in our hand. We can hopefully just let it go, and let's do what we can do, and then we're gonna see what will happen, basically, right? All right, so that was that. So I have the gas guzzler. So probably, I don't know, probably something interesting. What I would like to do now is probably just scroll through Twitter a little bit And so we can see, maybe before we get started, I'm going to go through some of the comments here again. Let's see. So how can one get 1000x from mining? How can one get 1000x from mining? Well, okay. Let me let me just go back here, right? So if you want to start mining, you go to app.titanx.win. A miner will cost you time and ETH. And ETH, and you have the miner power. And if you do 100 power, this is the ETH which shows right here. And currently, to get an 100 power miner, it will cost you 0.209. And this goes up every day. And how much you're getting, how much TitanX you get also goes down, basically, right? So you can manipulate the length here, and you're going to be receiving less and less because the cost stays the same. Just if you manipulate the length, you're just going to get less and less because your miner runs for that. So now the issue is you're saying 1000x. So I mean, you can see here, if you do the max mining 100 power, this is your estimated ROI end of miner. But this is based on today's price, obviously, which there's no guarantee that this price is going to be the same on day 280. And what price is going to be on that day? Well, we don't know. I mean, the short answer is we don't know. You can do some prediction. You can have some models running in the background, which maybe will tell you where things are going. But it depends on a lot of things. Where's ETH at that time? Like, what kind of price? How much demand is there? Like, I mean, it's not that simple, right? I mean, to say, especially 280 days, it's I mean, if we all knew what the future is going to bring, we will be millionaires and billionaires, right? But yeah, obviously, so that's the thing. But obviously, you know for sure how much you're going to get, how many Titanics you're going to get, and we are very early. So the earlier you get, the earlier you will start participating, because this price goes up every day, and how much you get per day also. So if you just do one day, let's say, this is how much you get. So if you went it in on day one, this was 8 million, if I'm not mistaken. I think it could be a bit more, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was around 8 million. So we're already at 6.1 million right now. And this goes down every day, and this goes up. So the cost of running a miner goes up, and how much you get basically per day is getting less and less and less. Yeah. So obviously, yeah. And yeah, so that's that for now. I think that made sense. All right. So let me go. Mike, you and Astro for this. Oh man, thank you very much, man. um, will you hodl some tokens for ongoing bull run? Absolutely. With more people staking, technically, does take a payout go down? Or because there are more payouts dividends? I mean, let's put it this way. The more people staking, if you're not adding to your staking, if you just if you have, let's say, I don't know, like as an example, you have 1% of the global active shares, let's say, like a week ago, and obviously yesterday or the last 3 days or so, we can look at the numbers later, but I think yeah, there's so many shares which got started. Of course you got diluted, right? You got diluted. But the question is, like, how much money is in the payout, obviously. So maybe you got diluted, but there was so much money coming in that that proportion was still higher, right? I mean, it's just like, yeah, mathematics in some ways, right? I mean, you could be diluted, so you have less percentage of the shares now, But since the money is so big, let's say, is like you still have quite a big payout, right? Hopefully it made sense, man. So 7 to 14 is true. Like minor for 7 days, then T rank for 7 days. After minor mature, you still go T rank. Okay, I'm not so sure, but maybe if I would just let me probably regarding T rank, let's say, right? This is the secret sauce of this is like literally the secret sauce of TitanX for sure. The thing is like here my one of my heroes, Charlie Munger, he said something about yeah, unfortunately, rest in peace, buddy. Yeah, I think he died a few days ago, 99 years old. I think a week or so. And then he said something about compound interest, compound interest or something, compounding. What did he say, guys? I think you know that compounding quote. Yeah, the first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily. And T rank is essentially very similar to that. But there is a catch, right? And the catch is we don't know what the future will bring. So you would have to adjust, you have to discount the future in some ways a little bit. And how do you do so? Let me just go back here. So when you start a miner, you get assigned a T rank, right? And the T rank is currently this is the global T rank. So when you start a miner, this is the T rank you're going to receive, let's say. So this is going to be locked. And this is going to be locked for the duration of your mining, of your miner. So what will happen is if you, let's say, just mine for 1 day, you're going to receive all the if somebody starts a miner after you, you're going to receive a bit of that power to you. It's going to be given to you, basically, right? You can look to it as well. There's the T rank also goes down as well, but I think at the beginning, if I'm not mistaken, you're going for a full miner. So if you start a miner today, right? So 882,491, and if somebody starts one with a 100 power, you're gonna receive 2,200 extra TitanX. So if you just do it for 1 day, let's say, and there's only like 10 people maybe with 100 power, you're going to receive 2,200 times 10. So 22,000 TitanX extra if you just mine for 1 day. But let's say you mine, you can go, let's say, you know what? I'm going to do it for 280 days. So you're going to have a locked T rank. This is the T rank you're going to have. This started by one, by the way. So the people who started one and max mined, they're earning, everybody who comes after them, they earn money there, and which is basically 2,200. So the thing is here, the quote from Charlie Munger: the first rule of compound is to never interrupt it unnecessarily. And you doing short mining is interrupting. You're basically, this rule here is yeah, you're violating this rule. Then that's the first rule of compounding from Charlie Munger, one of my heroes. So, but obviously you have to discount some of these things, and which is you don't know the future, right? And you can only, I gave you a lot of data. You can go to dune.com, dune.com, McDean TitanX, and you can look how much supply comes in the future. And then you can also decide, like, I mean, like if you want to mine, maybe you're going to end it on a day where there's not so much supply coming out. So if you want to do like a short term stake, this is now April. So the 2nd of April is a good day to end your miner, for instance, if you want to do a short one. And then it's like maybe you say, okay, you know what? I want to keep my T rank as long as possible. Obviously, you can probably end it on the 19th of 19. of August or something. But obviously, the 19th of August, these days here, so you can see it here as well. There's going to be a lot of supply coming out here. So are you okay? Are you okay to be diluted, basically? But obviously, you're going to receive the T rank. So this is something now you have to discount a little bit, you know? So it's like, okay, how much money do I have? Like, how much ETH do I have? How much ETH do I have to invest? And then you need now to intelligently distribute it in some ways, because you need to discount some of the things because you don't know the future, let's say, right? Well, you do know the future because you have the data, but yeah, so there's a bit of discounting you have to do, like, let's say, when do you end them, what strategy you're doing. And obviously this is very very it's very I cannot tell you exactly what to do because I don't know how much you're participating with, what is the expectations, like what is uh I don't know how uh yeah, I mean, some people just are more like they're more risk takers than others, let's say, you know. So you need to account all those things as well to make a better decisions, let's say. So obviously I can just give you some hints, let's say, about that. And yeah, obviously, I mean, there are some people who are contacting me privately, and obviously I know this is not for everyone, but obviously there are some people who I consult as well. But yeah, I do understand it's not for everyone, and I give pretty much all my alpha also on these live streams, man. So but yeah, so but on one it's more a different thing because I can adjust to specifically to you. Anyhow, hopefully that made sense, my friend. So let's see. John is saying, is it true, Mike? When your mine ends, you cannot claim it without penalty for 7 days, but your stream rank continues, so you can end up your money. Just actually, when I was looking at the code, um, I don't want to. Should I try to do it on the live stream as well? Yeah, it's gonna be hard actually. I might do it, but I'm not sure I'm going to find that spot directly. But I think when I looked at it, I think you're totally right, man. I think you do. That's one of hidden thing. Well, it's not hidden, but yeah, I think you still keep up your T rank for 7 days extra. But the thing is, right, on that 7 days, normally what most people have done is um, uh, they want to participate let's say on day 56, right? So you end your miner on day 55 so that you can stake it so that you'll be on day 56. I mean, the only people who maybe made that mistake of ending their miners on today, let's say, and they need to wait for this 8 day anyway until the next payout comes. So John, I mean, I, I think you're right what you're saying here, because when I looked at the code, I think I came to the same conclusion, but I haven't verified it 100% because I would have to go through the code exactly and like do some simulation to for me to say it 100% that's the case. That's why I didn't tweet it out. But for sure, I think without me verifying it 100%, I think you're right with this. This was also my conclusion when I looked at it. I was like, oh, this is nice. I can just keep up for longer. So one thing I would say for sure is like for those people who did a mistake and they know for sure, because uh, if you claim today and you know for sure you want to stake it, well, I would just wait, and then, well, 7 days later you have that leeway, and then you might take that T rank, right? The T rank, you're going to earn some T rank until then, which is could be, well, there's some few percentages for sure, I think. And then just take it for the 8 day for the next 8 days, so basically before the 30th, right? But be careful. Yeah, you know, you have to be careful because obviously when you the penalties are very severe, so when you forget to do so, yeah, it's I think you guys know how severe those penalties are, so definitely make sure you know what you're doing. I don't want to go, I don't know, should I go through it? um User ETH claim total. I don't want to go through the code right now, man, because it will take too much time until I get to the spot where that happens. I'll do it another time. I might actually go through this, John. I might go through this again and verify. If I get some time to go through this, I might tweet it out, right? But for now, I will just leave it at that. Yeah, that's true. All right, John. Thanks for that. Here, let's put it that way. So Brad, he says, I incurred a 1% penalty as I claimed before the countdown, but after midnight Toronto time. As I claimed before the countdown. Okay, that doesn't make sense, man. I think because okay, so why this doesn't make sense? This doesn't make sense because um yeah yeah, this doesn't make sense, right? Why doesn't it make sense? The penalties on minors only start after a 7-day period. So if you have incurred any penalty whatsoever, it means your minor has had ended more than 7 days ago. That's the only conclusion I come to. I come to do to so Brad, really look into it if this is that's the right thing. Saying John is right. CryptoKinetics dropped the tip early in this live today. Oh, okay, fair enough, man. I didn't. I was not able to join the live stream, and especially the thing is right. It's something in my head as well. I didn't want to watch the live stream before because I'll get. I don't want to repeat myself. Let's say right because I will hear something maybe there, and then I might repeat it here as well. And I want to give you obviously my thoughts in some ways. And I don't want, yeah. That's why I didn't want to check it first. I'll check it later, but that's why I want to do the stream today. So here, Rainman says you can claim your ETH till your stake is over. Yeah. I mean, as long as you're staked, you can claim your ETH, and you can claim your ETH till your stake is over. Okay. Brad says thanks. Lovely. Also, the grace period, yeah, man, the grace period is 7 days, man. So, I mean, Franklin, I can. These are some of the notes I did on the live stream, and here, this is literally the rundown of virtual mining, right? So, as a virtual miner, this is from the stream, by the way, right? I mean, if you look at my stream, you're gonna have a look at this. So we have your ETH plus time. How do you start a virtual miner? How is essentially how to create TitanX, ETH plus time, and then there's some bonuses, some early adoption amplifier. There's a burn bonus multiplier, which has not been activated yet, but we can talk about that as well if you guys want to know. And then there's the T rank bonuses, and this is the secret sauce. And by the way, Jake had tweeted something out. And well, at least 60% of you guys understand what that is. And 5% don't even know what the fuck that is. So, and then 11% show results. So, hopefully, you were just curious. You wanted to see the results and you know what tier rank is. And yeah, 23% don't know. So, I think for sure you should definitely have a look at that. So, for a virtual miner, you have a bonus and you have penalties, and you have 1 week grace period. So if your mine is ending today on day 56, there's 7-day grace period, and then on the 8th day, if you come and do it on the 8th day, 1 day late you lose 1%, and then it ratchets up to 8, 17, 35, 72, 99. So on 7th day, you're losing 99%. One little fun fact: you still have 1%. All right. So that's a little fun fact, guys. There you go. Okay. So here. Or if you want, I can copy paste the questions here for you. There are 4 of them though. Okay. Exodus, I'm not so sure. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I missed one of your questions before, but I don't understand the full questions. Just paste them in, and then I can read them. I can go through them. Okay, so here, as we try to calculate current market cap of TitanX, what can we find? So we can estimate a possible price for bull run. Okay. Okay. I mean, what can you account? I mean, so one of the things I would probably go through this, right? I mean, what the first thing you would do, essentially, you could look into, okay, this is the thing which I wanted to do anyway, right? So we can go to more stats. So the stats. So you can look at how much has been staked, how much is liquid. So if you add up the staked and the liquid part plus the future supply, you have all the data here. You have all the future supply. And I actually gave you here also the future supply as a table. You can just copy all of this basically and get all this future supply, and you can add them up. And then you can slowly build up your model, let's say, and then see what you can do with that. But all the information are essentially here. So that's also interesting. All right. Hopefully that helps, man. Yeah. I mean, if there's more, you can DM me or something. Maybe I can give you some more information how you can go about that. All right. I have noticed few people trying to provide single-sided liquidity to exit larger position without crashing the market price, but most of them exit the liquidity position within a few minutes. And okay, so but most of them exit the liquidity position within a few minutes. Okay, I don't really understand. I mean, if that's the um and okay, just sell. Okay, so is one-sided liquidity exit not possible? If so, why? It's definitely possible, but it depends how much time you have to wait. So I made a video about this, right? But you can definitely look at it as well. There is called something about regarding single side liquidity. So what do you do in single side liquidity? Let me just show it here on the graph. Let's say I'm gonna put it at 1 minute candle, right? So that we can see exactly what's going on. So let me just put it. Yeah, let me just put it that way, like this, right? And also, I'm gonna put the price, guys. Sorry, but I look at prices in ETH. For me, it just makes a bit more sense to look at ETH because it doesn't jump around. Then I all my returns are looked in ETH basically. So that's why I look at the price in ETH. So the price you're seeing here is in ETH. But anyway, what do you do with liquidity providing single sided? So the thing is, right? You have here. So you have your TitanX, let's say, right? And what you do is there, can I draw here? I think I can, right? Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Where's the drawing thing? No, I mean, I have, oh yeah, rectangle. That's good enough, right? Yeah. So normally, so you have your range and then you have your single-sided liquidity. So normally you put it as near as to the current price as possible, right? So now let's say this is your liquidity, right? You've put it up there. The price is right here right now, and you're waiting. You have to wait, right? Because the price has to go through your liquidity 100%, and then you can pull out the liquidity. Because right now you're essentially 100% TitanX here, and when the price goes up, mean people are market buying TitanX, so they are sending ETH to the Uniswap liquidity pool. Oh, look at that! So now if I was liquidity providing 50%, I have now 50% TitanX. Before I had 100% TitanX. Now I would have 50% ETH, 50% TitanX. I can pull out right now if I wanted to. But obviously, my thing is like I want to get 100% get rid of TitanX. So now I have to wait. And I have to wait so long until the price goes above it, so that I have 100% ETH, if that's what I want, and then pull out the liquidity. So this takes time, obviously. And sometimes, what if you put this? If you did this, let's say, let me just put it up here. You did this, and the price started dropping. Let's say now the price is started going against you, right? So imagine now the price start dropping, right? And obviously the thing is like you're still sitting there waiting for the price to go up, and the price started going the wrong direction. Well, and then some people get impatient. They pull out their liquidity and just market sell because they want it now. Now, that's the reason, my friend. There's nothing to add there. Raw. So haven't even been factored T rank bonus in calculation. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. A lot of people haven't been factoring the T rank, man. But the T rank is actually it is the secret sauce, man. It's absolutely amazing, man. I mean, people really need to know. I mean, that's why even live stream with Jake, I was really hopping on it, man. I was like, guys, this is very important. TitanX, T rank, the secret sauce. I even written it down here. What did I write it? Yeah, secret sauce. Literally. I mean, it's amazing. And then we have our buddy Charlie Munger. The first rule of compound is never interrupted unnecessarily. So plan out your miners well so that you can keep that T rank as long as possible. The longest you can keep it is 280 days and not longer. But obviously, you have to account a lot of other things. Here. Your secret sauce is different to mine. I like that. I would like to know your secret sauce, man. That'd be great. So then he says, Mike, can you explain the penalty again, please? No worries, man. Fairly simple, man. The thing is, when you go to app.titanx.win, you decide how long you want to mine. Let's go the extreme. Let's say you mine for 1 day. You start your miner. I need to connect my wallet, start a miner. Boom, you start a miner. And then let's say tomorrow, so 24 hours later, you need to end your miner because you said you're going to mine it for 1 day. Let's say tomorrow, 24 hours later, you do not end your miner. You have 1 week grace period. And that 1 week, nothing happens. You're just going to receive whatever amount, which says here, obviously including the T rank. And as we said earlier, the T rank, you keep your T rank even in that grace period. So that's something also to just remember. But that's just on a side note. So let's say 7 days, you still haven't ended your miner. On the 8th day, when you start, if you come on the 8th day, so you're 1 day late, you're going to lose 1% of your claimable TitanX. So if your claimable TitanX is now 7.1 million, well, this figure here, plus the T rank, let's say, you're going to lose 1%. 2 days later, lose 3%. 3 days later, 8. 7 days later. So 14 days. So you have 7 days, the grace period, and then 7 days. So if you wait for 14 days, let's say, you're going to lose 99%, but you're going to keep 1%. So, but anyway, the penalties are quite severe, but the explanation for it was given by Jake himself. I asked him this, why regarding these high penalties. Well, basically, you want to keep people engaged in this, right? So that this is TitanX is just not invest and forget stuff. You need to keep it up. You need to come back. Next question. Lol. Okay. Okay, so I've noticed a few MEV sandwich attacks over the last day or two. I know you provide the MEV bot link and instructions, but what stops these subway addicts from triggering the BNB without the MEV protection so they can set up their own sandwich attacks and steal from the LP? Nothing stops them. Nothing. That's the whole thing, man. Nothing stops them for doing so. And if they can do it, they'll keep on doing it. Nothing stops that for sure. And potentially this is exactly what is happening. You cannot stop it. That's the thing. There is something about permissionless systems. If you have permissionless systems, these are the ways why, yeah, a lot of things will happen which you don't like, but you cannot really stop them because it's a permissionless system. Yeah, but this is the art of it. Yeah, this is the blockchain, right? I mean, Ethereum, let's say. Uh, if you want to start making permissioned, yeah, there's centralization issues. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's part of the game, unfortunately. But for sure, guys, I gave out the link. What was it called? MEV blocker? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So guys, I tweeted this out for you guys. Actually, I recommend just using MEV blocker. Very simple. Just visit mevblocker.io. It's just literally one link. Boom. Just click that one link. It will be added to your MetaMask, or you can manually add it yourself if you know how to do it. I mean, it's fairly simple as well, right? But I mean, just click this link. Boom, it's added. There you go. All right, so let's hear. Well, that's a bit concerning. Is there a potential sake that we consider maybe automated triggering by the? There's no way. There's no automation on the smart blockchain. Everything has to be done through a transaction, and transaction has to be initiated by somebody. Like something has to, like you have to initiate it, or there's no, like, I mean, the way you automate these kinds of things is basically is just automating your MetaMask in some ways. I mean, you can run bots basically, which is like automating it, but essentially it's just bots basically what you're building, which is, you can do that, fair enough. I mean, but you cannot stop it. That's the whole thing. There's things how Ethereum works, permissionless systems. This is how it works. I mean, that's why there's a lot of the mempool, the public mempool, is called the dark forest. Well, there's a reason why they call it the dark forest, because, well, a lot of things happen which you don't like. But I mean, you have to take things how they are. Essentially, there is no really a way to safeguard this, in my opinion. I mean, the way you can safeguard this is, uh, I think this has already been set up already. How you can set up the slippage, let's say, so that you can make the slippage as low as possible. But as far as I know, I'll have to look into this. The V2 buy and burn. Um, there's a way how I think this slippage has been set. I don't know the exact number now. I can look into it, but it's gonna take too much time on live stream here to look it up. But you essentially, the only thing you can safeguard at is you set the slippage as low as possible, so that when people trigger this, they cannot really sandwich attack it, because the slippage is so low it won't make sense to do anything about it. So that's the only safeguard you can do, basically. So Alvin Guevara, how secure is the TitanX network? Well, it's so the thing I would say about that is I did a video actually on it as well. I think it's called, I don't know, TitanX rug pull risk. You can definitely have a look at that. I think I go way more in detail on that video than what I could tell you right now. But for sure, one thing I could tell you right now is, like, TitanX has been audited by 3 times. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, you can go to titanx.win and audits and contracts. So 3 dots were done. Here they are. So they were done by three auditors, and this is Akshay, Dead Roses, and Gogo the auditor. So three audits have done. You can look at the audits, and if I'm not mistaken, these guys are in the top 10 of Code Arena. So if you guys are building out there, I'm gonna make a video soon, hopefully after the Christmas and all, because I'm gonna go visit family, and I will not have much time. But once I'm back, I'll have more time. I'm gonna make a video for all the builders out there because I want to give them at least like some few things which they can follow. Because um, yeah, I looked at the code and I know how it works. And I mean, I'm just going to give you some few hints what you can do. So when you start building, how you can initiate the buy and burn, what you can do. I mean, it was also in the live stream. One of the reasons why I put one of the in the live stream here. So my agenda for the live stream, by the way, guys, was for new people. And if you haven't checked, look at the live stream with Jake. It's I think pretty good for my live stream. For my first live stream, I think it was pretty okay. Yeah. So one thing I would say is like, yeah, I had the agenda. One of the agenda was for builders on TitanX or Hyper, and this is very important to me as well because, well, if people are going to be building on top of it, we need to have some information out there, at least where they should start. And this is the reason why I've added this on the agenda here. So look at the live stream as well and have a look at it. Yeah. So that's that. And if you go to leaderboard, yeah, let's look at the leaderboard all times. Why is this not opening? Come on, man. What's wrong with this website, man? Okay. There's normally like a leaderboard. Oh, there you are. So the last 365, let's say all time, is fetching results. Okay, this is taking a lot of time. But if I'm not mistaken, one of these guys here, I don't know exactly who, he's definitely in the leaderboard here. He's quite high. Oh, look at that. So at all times, Akshay Sivzavki, what's his name again? Akshay Ksivastav. Sorry, guys, if I'm butchering your name. Look, he's in the top 56 in Code for Arena. He's made 61,000 or something like that, but this is just in Code Arena. But he's made also obviously in privately way more. But anyway, so okay, I haven't seen that guy. Let's say Gogo. Okay, let's say maybe Gogo. Okay, I think his name is that. Yeah. So is that the same guy, Gogo? He's top 417. Dead. What's up with this guy? Okay. I mean, anyway, one of the guys in the top 56 at all times, or from all times. I mean, so this is the leaderboard. Code Arena is definitely the game for sure. So anyway, for all the builders out there, if check out Code for Arena, and one of these auditors is one of the top guys in Code for Arena for sure. I mean, we've just found him, right? He's in the top 56 of all time. We could have even just went to this year. Maybe he's been higher. I don't know how long he's in there. Anyway, that's one of the things. Okay. So my other two questions are more directed at Jake specifically. I doubt that you have answers because only depend on Jake's plans or actions, but I will throw them at you anyway. All right. I've noticed the BNB cap move upwards over the last little while. Is there a schedule method to madness, or do you just manually adjust based on volume, inflation, price? Okay. Well, obviously, I cannot answer that. The only thing is like what we can see is like the cap is moving up, and the thing is, I mean, he wouldn't probably tell you that, because the thing is like this is the big issue regarding all these kinds of stuff is like if you know the game plan, then you could game it. That's the whole problem of gaming systems. This is also one of the reasons regarding, let's say, what one of the guys, I think, was it you maybe, who you said you cannot safeguard uh, the sandwich attacks, which the guys do, right? This is a similar thing whereby if you know the game plan, then you would also do something very similar like a sandwich attack, right? You would just be basically like, oh, I know it's going to happen soon. I'm going to buy, let the buy and burn run, and then it's going to dump. And then I've made my gains. So yeah, that's the issue with it, right? Will the BNB ever be adjusted downwards aside from LP dwindling to a low reserve? I mean, there's two BNBs. So which one do you know exactly? Which one do you mean exactly? Yeah, the BN V2, it definitely could be adjusted downwards. One last question. So there's, oh man, guys, I'm getting tired. I mean, I wanna hit the gym as well. So I'm gonna do probably 10 more minutes or so, and then I just hit the gym. Yeah. So okay, so one last question. Do you know any future plans for multi-chain, specifically a ZK roller-based chain for a number of the benefits that ZK roller after so many different levels from security to fees? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, this is probably a question more for Jake. He could have answered you that. But for sure is the reasons why you want to be on Ethereum first is like Ethereum is where the money is, and you want to be where the money is. I mean, obviously, there's issues with the fees, especially in the bull run or when it gets very, when there's a lot of things happening, you have to pay a lot of fees on Ethereum. But that's the price you pay for being in the DEX where there's a lot of money. That's the unfortunate truth, right? It's like, I mean, if you look at it in the world, a lot of money on financial products or anything, the biggest money is in America. Yeah, but is America, let's say, do they have a lot of issues with, I don't know, SEC, whatever, and things like that? Yes, they do. But that's the price you pay to have a lot of money there. So, like in the real world, America has a lot of money, or there's a lot of financial products where a lot of money is there. Ethereum is very similar. It's like a lot of money is on Ethereum, but the price you pay for that is, yeah, at times the fees are ridiculous, but that's the price you pay. So we have here Mr. Weiss Mosin. Boom, buy and burn V2 balance 20.1 million. We can have a look at that actually, because this is pretty amazing, right? Buy and burn. I mean, this is also one of the things I wanted to talk about, guys. So what do we have here? V1, obviously that's like 10.3 million. And here, is this not reading? Oh, okay. So I had to refresh it for 1 second. But there you go, guys. $20.1 million. That's amazing. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and tweet it out. Like, why not, right? Okay. TitanX, buy and burn. V2 balance. V2. $20.1 million. This way, right? Why not, man? Pretty amazing. So the tweet is out. Otherwise, thanks a lot. All right. Yeah, V2. Thanks again. All right. No worries, man. So, do staking ETH payments bleed if you don't claim after a certain time? No, they do not. They do not. You can always just claim it anytime, really, while you're staked. So, I mean, I will have to look in the code exactly what if your stakes ends, if you end your stake and you haven't claimed. I don't know. I mean, but that's like a yeah, something which I would really have to look into the code to see what actually happens. So yeah, but that would be interesting for sure, right? So one of the things is so insane that we sit at 5 million market cap, but the BNB balance is nearly 30 million. Absolutely, that's the crazy part, because one of the things what people don't realize is that this is essentially here. So this is essentially hold on a second. What's that? Is this not? Oh, I think it's not refreshed. Oh, there you go. Okay. So this is essentially part of the liquidity. Well, obviously, it's not sitting on Uniswap liquidity pool, but it's a passive liquidity in some ways, which is fucking ridiculous because there's 20 million here and V1 has 10 million, 10.3. So like 30 million. There's like 30, yeah, nearly 30 million. It's like having 30 million market buy sitting in an order book. Yeah. You see, I started mumbling away without even reading your sentence here fully. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's exactly it, man. I mean, yeah, essentially, yeah, you're damn right, man. It's like having 30 million market buy. Yep, yep. It's absolutely crazy. It's basically, yeah, that's, you couldn't have said it better, my friend. Yeah. So let's put it that way. What are you saying? So here, price goes sideways forever. System works fine. Thoughts? I mean, as long as let's put it this way. Let's say the extreme scenario happens. What is the extreme scenario? No miners. The mining stops today. Zero mining today, right? Like stop this mining stops today and forever. This doesn't happen again. So there is some few things which definitely happens. The thing is, whatever is on the 8-day payout, well, that payout will happen. The 28-day will still happen. The 90-day will still happen. And the day 369-day will still happen. And day 888 day still happen, which there's 1.7 million. So, I mean, yeah, so that's the extreme case scenario. All these payouts are still in the future and they still will come. So that's that. Now you can discount from that extreme and say it's like, okay, how many miners will start? Yeah, you can discount from that extreme version of what I just said, and then just go back to, and somewhere reality somewhere in between. uh, yeah, so here it says mining still works regardless of price, just affects length of the miner. Yep, absolutely, man. Yeah. Yeah. I just gave him like an extreme example of like when the mining stops, let's say, right? And then you just discount that, and somewhere reality is somewhere in the middle. Uh, you don't have time to talk about hyper. Wait for white paper. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've gathered a lot of things on hyper, but I don't want to do it now in this live stream per se. I mean, there was some few things which we talked about on the live stream with Jake. You can definitely look at that. I don't want to go through this today because it has been already 1 hour 45 minutes, guys. Maybe max 15 more minutes. I don't know. Maybe you're also bored of me, man, because I don't know, man. It's almost 1 hour 45, and I'm just mumbling in front of the screen here, guys. I mean, am I boring you guys off or something? Let me know, man, because I'm just keeping at it. So hopefully, I'm giving you a bit of value, guys. And yeah, I'll talk about high points some other time, but probably just some few things I could tell for now. I'm gonna add some more information, but so a little bit of alpha, which is here you have your users, and users call different functions, right? They can start a miner, they can start a stake, and they can click distribute ETH. And the user, uh, you can do the buy and burn on the V1, and you can do the buy and burn on V2. So this is on the user side. Yeah. Um, right. And then there's liquidity pool. So there's three smart contracts: the TitanX smart contract itself, buy and burn V1, and buy and burn V2. So three smart contracts on TitanX, right? And then apart from that, there's liquidity pool. Liquidity pool is liquidity pool TitanX WETH pool. But this is essentially the liquidity pool is just Uniswap liquidity pool. One second, guys. I need to take a sip of water here. My throat. All right. So liquidity pool. All right. So you have your liquidity pool here on Uniswap, and that's the TitanX WETH liquidity pool, right? So how does the buy and burn work? The buy and burn, basically, when you press buy, so there's a buy and then there's a burn. These are like two actions, right? I mean, here I've just added one thing, but I could have added buy, and then when you buy, basically what happens is like you send ETH to Uniswap liquidity pool, and the Uniswap liquidity pool sends you back TitanX. So the buy is like you send ETH, you get TitanX back, and then the burn part is just sending it to this burn address. Pretty much, that's what happens. Buy burn V2, very same thing. You send ETH to that pool, you get TitanX back, and then you send it to the bin or to the yeah. And now, if you look at what Hyper is going to do, is something very similar. There's going to be two smart contracts, very similar as TitanX when it was launched. And essentially, to get Hyper, you need to start a stake. And that stake will cost you TitanX, ETH, plus time. So you as a user, there's going to be something very similar, which is you're going to send TitanX, ETH, and time, and some time. You're going to press a button, and then that ETH, and then you're going to have a stake, let's say. And the minimum is 8 days, which is you're going to be staked there for 8 days at least, and then you're going to have your Hyper. And the good thing about Hyper is when you burn your TitanX for Hyper, that Hyper is completely taken out of the supply. Because the thing is with, let's say, staking, which is taking this part here, basically to earn ETH, this is not really, it is removing the TitanX supply out of TitanX out of the supply. But after your miner ends, your stake ends, you remint it again. So that supply comes back in some ways, right? So that's why you need something like Hyper, because that will really eliminate the TitanX. And the only way to get back to get TitanX is you need to go through the liquidity pool. On depending what the price is given by the market, let's say, when at the beginning, the price will be set in some ways. I think it's going to be 2-1 or something like that. Same way as how liquidity was provided in the early days. I'm going to make a video about this, by the way, so it becomes more clear, because it's when I speak freely, sometimes I just I can't keep things structured in some ways, and I like to keep things structured so that you can get my point easier. But anyhow, that's one of the things is also doing this live stream is me improving my, just talking off the cuff, let's say, right? Explaining things and keeping things structured in some ways. So this helps me as well to just keep things that way. Anyhow, I think I made my point, which is you can minimum 8 day or maximum 888 day, and then you get your Hyper, and some 100% of that ETH will go to the buy and burn, and And the buy and burn, what it's going to do, this is going to be a bit different than the buy and burn here, because here is essentially you're just going to be, you're buying TitanX. So you send ETH, get TitanX, burn it. Here, three things going to happen. Buy TitanX. That's the first thing with the ETH, what's going to happen. So if you buy and burn, if you trigger buy and burn on Hyper side, what's going to happen is like ETH is going to be sent to this pool and TitanX will be taken away. And that TitanX is going to buy Hyper. And then Hyper will be burned. So you are essentially pushing the price of TitanX up, and you're pushing the price of Hyper up. And then, well, you burn Hyper basically. So because Hyper gets created by the stakers here. So, but there's some deflationary process, which the burning part, which is happening here. And on top of that, not only is the burning part happens also because this liquidity pool, initially that liquidity pool is going to be provided, that NFT is going to be owned by the buy and burn of Hyper. So all the fees which accumulate here, they can be collected and they can be burned as well. So that's also something to keep it account. But anyway, hopefully that made a little bit of sense. Yeah, hopefully that made sense, guys. That's it for me. So let me see now. Does T rank from other miners continue for the life of my miner, or do I just revive it one time bonus when other miners start after me? So every miner which starts after you get a bit of that. Let's say that's pretty much it. And you keep your rank as long as you're mining, and if your miner ends, that's when your T rank ends basically. And one of the reasons I said earlier is here, the first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily, which is like you'd want, if you can come up with any strategy so far, you'd want to keep your T rank as long as possible. How long? Well, now this is something which is very dependent on your strategy, let's say, right? So it's from one person. Yeah, it's different. It's a different answer for every person, let's say. So glad Jake built a quality project, not a money grab. Degens don't get sustainability, business math, and or smart contracts. They're wise to know most, except maybe UI feature request. All right. Yeah, I think you're definitely right, my friend. Rayman says practice makes perfect. Absolutely. Totally agree. Okay, I think I answered this one. Sorry. Not sure if you guys talked about it yet and haven't checked in for a few hours, but we are on the track to hit the new all-time high for amount of ETH spent on miners in a single day today. Been a great day, T rank day. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think we touched that in the beginning of it, guys. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it a day, man. Day 2 stream. It has been absolutely amazing. Right now we are 56 viewers. I think at some point we hit 60. So I mean, this is almost 10% of all my followers. So I think I call it absolute success. I have to say, because my expectation was if I get 1%. Oh yeah, here exactly. 54 people watching and only 12 likes. Come on, guys. Step on that like button and step on that subscribe button with the bell. All right, guys. So I probably need to learn how to repeat these things because people forget, and I know for sure. Age one likes. Okay, fair enough, man. All right. This is absolutely amazing, guys. Hopefully, I was able to give you some information and could answer some of your questions. Maybe I should have gone a bit more regarding the live stream because I think there was some few alphas here as well. But anyhow, next time, V, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody who joined. It was absolutely amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's I have to say that. I will with both my accounts. Oh, fantastic. Brian, thank you very much, Ben. you go ahead and do that. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Yeah. Bye bye. See ya.